Welcome to the Withersdane Maker Group. As you know, we have a community in Withersdane of volunteers. So we've picked up a couple of projects that we wanted to get going, and one of these is an alarm call system. The idea behind this is that we have an alarm button in every room, and that if somebody was in any distress, they could press this alarm call button and it would immediately send out a message to the whole clinic group by email. It would also send an immediate alert text message to the nurse and the duty staff member at the time, so that they could get an immediate response. And in fact, when they do get that response and they reset the alarm, there's a message sent round to everybody again by the same route saying that the alarm's been dealt with, basically. And so, you know, this is something that I think is really valuable. It's something that the community are putting back to help the other patients. And as it's part of our volunteer community, what we want to do is make all of this available to any other clinic that wants to use it, or any other service that has a similar requirement. You know, our requirements are that the parts are affordable, that they're reliable, that they are easy to source. And what we also hope is that the software that we've written, we can give that away to people free as well, so that they can modify it to their own needs. You'll see in our situation it sends out an alert with the identification for the specific rooms, but people could change that in any way they want. That's the great thing about the Maker community. It's kind of everybody helping everybody else and building, and that's very much the same ethos that we have in our community anyway, so we feel it's a worthwhile project. So I want to take you through some of the components that we've got, some of the code that our volunteers have written, and introduce you to some of the volunteers who are working on this project.
This is our device as it is at the moment. So we've got an Onion Amiga computer on a chip, which is connected by the GPIO ports to this emergency button switch. And when it's powered on, it goes into its software routine, which is programmed in Python, and checks the button every fraction of a second. And as soon as the button's pressed, it sends out an SMS and email via Wi-Fi, and lets us know that the button's been pressed and gives us the location of where it is.
Yeah, and you wrote all the code in Python,
So I wrote the code in Python, and I use a web portal called Twilio to send the SMSs, and Gmail to send the emails. Costs about 4 cents a text message, so quite a reasonable cost. I guess my first thought about Maker Lab was about how do we have this stuff recovery focused, but actually, like, thinking about it more, it's really about the environment and about learning to do things that excite us, and building relationships where we're doing something. We might get stressed or feel inadequate or feel like we're not able to do something, and then there's that stuff to look at as well. I think that word that you used then, play, is really vital, because what I don't want to do, what we don't want to do, is scare people with this stuff and teach them as such. It's about, I think, probably about engaging them with the stuff and letting them see how it works and go on that journey of discovery for themselves, rather than telling them what to do, and definitely be there to support. Bear and I have a plan for a solar-powered Wi-Fi range extender.
Oh yeah?
Because these draw 200 milliamp hours, so a small one of these battery power supply, a 400 milliamp hour solar panel, and a waterproof box, and all of a sudden you've got a solar-powered Wi-Fi range extender. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there with gardens where the Wi-Fi doesn't quite reach their shed.
Yeah.
So it's like the ideal object to go between them.